Hi, so today I had a conversation with my pastor after a sermon where she gave some practical tips on how to be excellent. And the conversation that we had was primarily about multi-potentialism, which is something that I find to be a characteristic of myself. The simple fact that I can do a lot of things and I have interest in a lot of things. And sometimes it feels like such a great blessing to have this ability. Sometimes it feels like you just want to hit your head on a wall because like why me? Why am I cursed with this? Why me? And basically, from the conversation, one thing that stuck out to me was the fact that multi potentialism is not a problem. But there is one thing that I think everyone who is currently interested and involved in a lot of things should note, which is the fact that the only thing that you have to cope with in doing multiple things at the same time is the fact that you cannot be excellent at all of them at the same time. So, what that means is the amount of time it would take you to be excellent at drumming, for example, alone will probably be, let's say, a year. However, if you are learning to drum, learning to play the guitar, learning to sing, learning to dance, and learning to bake, at the same time, it will probably take you 5 years to be excellent at all of them. It doesn't mean it will not eventually happen. It just means that it will take a longer time. So I think usually the problem comes from when, as a multi-potentialite, you don't acknowledge the fact that it will take you a longer time to get to where people consider to be success, which is like maybe publicly being generally known for the multiple things that you do. I think naturally at the end of the day, the wisest route to go is just stick to one thing if you can. However, if you find that maybe like me sometimes, you cannot necessarily just do one thing. You either get bored or you get choked with the identity of being a thing when you desire to be known for more than just a label, like, oh, this person is a musician, this person is a this. Like, you want to be known as a creator, for example. You want to be known as a style guru. You want to be known, as an audio god, doing everything audio related, not just, oh, is a mixing and mastering engineer. So if you have all of those reasons and you cannot just pick one thing, then do as many as you can handle consistently. I've heard this advice, I think at the algorithm conference, where someone mentioned creating like a timetable for your day where you can separate like the different things that you have interest in and allocate time to work on each of them. And I think that makes a lot of sense. So you create a timetable and then you focus on maybe 1 hour or 40 minutes on each of those skills that you're trying to develop. But if you have like a 9 to 5, that might not necessarily work for you, Sha. You probably just have time to practice one thing when you get back home. Quit your jobs. But anyways, that's not the point of that's not the point of this. In essence, if you're the kind of person that can stick to one thing, by all means do. It would get you faster results. However, if you're the kind of person that cannot stick to one thing, you have such strong interest and you can't like stifle them. Especially if you are young, that's the best time to explore all the things that God has placed inside of you to explore. This is the best time to experiment. This is the best time to fail on your face when you don't have like a wife or a husband and kids whose next meal is dependent on your success or failure. This is the best time to practice. This is the best time to build. And the only thing that you have to keep in mind is the fact that you cannot get there faster than if you were focusing on one thing. And that is not a problem. It's just a reality that you have to be accustomed to, that you have to come to terms with, accept, and own it with your chest. That's basically what I think is the multi-potentialite dilemma. You can either go fast, focus on one, or go slower. You will still get to the same destination. Hope this was helpful. See you at the next VN.